All right, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. So let's get right into this video. So I want to talk about, if you're a chosen one of God, if you're a child of God, you attract basically anybody. You attract basically anybody. And whenever I say you attract anybody, this doesn't necessarily mean it's just like the opposite sex or whatever. It doesn't just mean, oh, you attract them because they think they think they like you, they think you might look good, they think you might have a good personality or blah blah blah, all that stuff, which is good. But what I'm saying is, though, as a chosen one, you probably notice this throughout your whole life, that you attract a lot of people. And like, whenever they say, oh, don't speak to strangers, your life has never been don't speak to strangers, because you've always been, strangers have always spoken to you. Like, this could be at a grocery store, this could be at school, this could be at a park, this could be at wherever. It doesn't even matter where it is. This could be at a beach or something, this could be at a swimming pool, it could just be anything. So your whole life, you always attracted a lot of people, and the reason this happens is because whenever people see you, because most people in life, right, just have most people, like I'd say about 95% of people just fit inside of society. They fit in with everything, and they just do everything that you're supposed to do. And as a chosen one also, you're not even a person that wants to do everything that you're supposed to do. That's not even in your essence. Because you see everything clearly, you know what's right, you know what's wrong. You don't just conform for no reason. That's not even in your spirit. So whenever you've spoken to people, and you probably noticed this before, you could be a male, you could be a female, you could be anything. Anything. I said there's only male and female anyway. That's just what I believe. I don't know if anyone else believes differently, but I think it's just male and female. That's just my beliefs. That's what the Bible says is male and female. So that's what I'm going to go with. Whenever you've spoken to people, this might have happened to you like back in like school or something, or like just like anything. I'm trying to think of the best. Oh yeah, the best example. So yeah, let's say you're at a what's the name for it? Let's say you're at okay, let's say like an outdoor mall, right? Okay, let's do an outdoor mall. So outdoor malls have, they have all the stores, they have the clothing stores, they have the food or whatever, they have everything. And you've probably gone to this, like say you're at this outdoor mall, and you might be by yourself. Usually a chosen one too. You attract the most people whenever you're alone. You attract the most people when you're by yourself. Like whenever you're with like a friend or something, or like a family member, it's different. But whenever you're by yourself, people see you, they're like, okay, they're vulnerable, but not in a bad way. So you've had these situations to where like you're like, hold up, like these are a bunch of strangers, but they talk to me as if they have no type of fear. Like they have no fear. They're just like, oh, I'm just gonna speak to this person. So the reason this happens to you, if you're a chosen one, that means you're already a child of God. You've always been a child of God as a chosen one. Everybody could become a child of God, but if you're a chosen one, you're already equipped with a lot of things. That God is giving you a lot of things that makes you kind of like a child of God. Like you're empathetic, you're kind, you're energetic. You seek not to hurt a single soul. You seek not to hurt anybody. You seek, only for the best. You seek only the best in life and everything. So you probably had situations like this. Say you're at an outdoor mall, you're by yourself, and then maybe you might be lurking and walking. You might be lurking and walking to like a store or whatever. You see like a group of like 3 to 4 people, or it could just be many people. And then you're just walking, you're just doing your own thing. And then next thing you know, these people start to speak to you. It's like they look at you and then they start to speak to you. They want to get a conversation with you. So the reason all this stuff happens is because whenever people look at you, you have a really safe type of spirit to you, because you have the Spirit of God. You look really safe. You look really safe, and you are safe. You don't just look safe. Like you are safe. You're not a person to hurt anybody. You're not a person to do anybody wrong. So you truly are safe. So whenever people see that, they just want to talk to you. Like they're like, okay, who is this person? This person looks super chill. This person looks, nice. This person looks safe. So this is why people have talked. This is why you've always had, like, no matter where you go, whenever there's a lot of people, there's always somebody that starts the conversation with you. So these things don't normally happen to everybody. These don't normally happen to everybody. And you've probably even, you could have even been annoyed by this because you're like, hold up, I didn't even want to speak to anybody. Like, I just want to chill, I want to do my thing. But someone's always talking to me. So the best thing you can do though is because like people want to like speak to you, people want to get like a conversation with you. There's no reason to really be like annoyed by, like, it's kind of like, it's almost like a compliment in a way. It's almost like it basically is a compliment because you're like, okay, hold up, like this is a complete stranger, or these are complete strangers and they want to talk to you. So your spirit does all the talk, and this is why your life kind of never made sense until you find out who you really were. This is why your life has never made sense, because you could have had these conversations, I mean, not conversations, you could have had these situations and whenever you were like a child, because you probably had these situations when you were a child. You could have even been like 10 years old, right? You could have been 10 years old, 12 years old, or whatever you were, or even like 8 years old. And you just had people just like speak to you, and you're like, hold up, like why does no one have this type of treatment? Why do I have this type of treatment? So, and you can't forget that your life has a lot of spiritual warfare as well. You have a lot of spirits that watch you. You have a lot of demonic spirits that see you because they know that you're something else. They know that they know that you're not the type of person that could just fall easily into what's going on in the world. Like, fall easily into, like, the regime, demonic regime, basically. It is basically a demonic regime. The whole world is basically a demonic regime. You're a child of God. You're a child of the Creator. You're a chosen one of God. So whenever the demons see you, or, like, these other people see you, they see something different. So the demons get mad. They get mad about it. And a lot of demonic spirits, a lot of, like, narcissistic spirits, they're really manipulative, right? So they might even speak to you, and you could tell when this happens, because these like narcissistic demonic spirits, whenever they speak to you, they could be really nice to you at first. They could be like, oh yeah, what do you do? Do you you know, what do you do for work? What do you do for this? What do you do for that? How do you do this? Blah, 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 blah. They ask you all these questions, and you probably had like complete strangers ask you all these questions, right? They'd be like, oh, how'd you get that type of, how'd you get that type of body, or how'd you get that type of money, or how'd you get that type of, how do you just, speak so well with people? How do you do this? How do you do that? Blah, 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 blah. Just anything. There's like a million things that people could do. And a lot of times you've had these situations where, like, you might have even fallen for this trick, and you would tell them, it's like, oh yeah, I diet, I eat spinach, chicken breast, rice, or whatever. Eat a lot of fruits. I eat really healthy, I eat natural foods. If you're talking about a diet. Or like, they're like, oh, how'd you get this type of money? You're like, oh, I do crypto, I do stocks, I have a YouTube channel, I have this type of job or whatever, I have this, that. You have people talk to you like that, and keep in mind that these aren't just friends that are talking to you. These are complete strangers. They start asking you these. They might even start asking you these type of questions out of the blue. This is when you know it's kind of like demonic in a way. Because they have no reason to ask you that type of question. Like, you might even just be dressed basically. Like, you might just be dressed with a t-shirt and jeans. They have no reason to ask you that, but a lot of demonic spirits speak through these people. And a lot of demonic spirits could either be angry and jealous, or they could also be manipulative and fake nice. Like, really fake nice. So you probably had situations like this where you're like, you might tell them the truth, and then next thing you know, they kind of take it in, right? And then then they start to kind of make you feel kind of bad about yourself, or they kind of try to make you doubt yourself. They try to do a bunch of the stuff. So this is why, as a chosen one, you gotta kind of be careful who you speak to. You gotta kind of be careful who you speak to, because whenever you talk to these certain people, a lot of people have demons in them. Demons speak through them, and you could tell whenever it's kind of like kind of sketchy in a way, because you might be roaming around wherever you're at, and then you have like a person or maybe a few people just start speaking to you and start asking you a lot of questions, and then for no reason, because it's like, it's not necessarily for no reason. It's no reason, but it's not truly no reason, because whenever you walk, especially as a chosen one, you always have a high spirit to you, right? So people assume things like, oh, is this person successful? Is this person this? Is this person that? Does this person do this? Does this person do that? It's like, no, you have the spirit of God, so you're always just chilling. Even if you're dealing with a lot of stress, maybe you're mentally ill, maybe you're this, maybe you're that, you're dealing with like a bunch of problems, your spirit, whenever you're like out, is always like calm. It always calms you down. This is why this is also the reason why you've always been able to go through really tough situations, and then you could do these at peace. You never really truly go like crazy or start crumbling or like start tripping, basically. So yeah, you'll speak to like these demonic spirits and people who are like are manipulative and lying. They'll ask you a bunch of questions, right? They'll ask you a bunch of questions. They say, oh, what do you do for work? Or what do you do? Or how'd you get that body? Or how'd you get that, just like start asking you just millions of different questions. There could be millions of different questions. And then you might fall for this. Because the best thing to truly do is not really explain everything. Oh, just be like, oh, I just work out. Or I just, I just work hard. Just say like something bland like that. But if you actually explain to these people what you do, like let's say, oh, they tell you, oh, how'd you get that money? And you're like, oh, I invested in this crypto, right? I invested in Polygon, if anyone knows about crypto. And speaking of crypto, this is off topic, but if you guys want me to post about crypto, I will. I'll do it on my post, because I've been in crypto for a while and everything. I like cryptocurrency. It's not necessarily the best thing in the world, but it can make you money and everything. It can free you. So, but let's get back on topic. So yeah, you'll be like, oh yeah, I invested in, Ethereum, right? I invested in Ethereum. I made blah 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 blah. Or they're like, oh, how'd you afford that car? And then you're like, yeah, I invested in this certain crypto, or I bought it this way, or I bought it over there. They're like, oh, how'd you get that body? And you're like, oh, I'm at a calorie, I'm at a calorie deficit. I'm eating, yada 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 calories a day. Or they'll be like, oh, how'd you get those? How'd you do that? How'd you open up that business? And you're like, oh, I did this, and then you'll have people ask you like this stuff. You'll have people ask you this stuff, and then you explain it to them, because as a chosen one, you always have a urge to be free. Like your urge to be free is like the strongest urge you'll ever have. It's like that it's unrelenting. Like you might have situations where you're not free yet, but you always desire to be truly free. You don't desire to be a slave. You desire to be truly free. But like you'll have like certain people that speak to you about these certain things, and then you're like. And then you tell them about it, because usually you're probably a truthful person regardless. This is just your essence, especially if you're a chosen one of God. You don't really lie. You say the truth. You never lie. So you tell these people these things, and they're like, oh, okay. And then these people are like, okay, I understand. Okay, I understand. Next thing you know, they're ungrateful about it. Maybe they succeed in something, and then they tell you, oh, they won't even give you any credit for it. They might say, oh, I'm better than you at this. And as soon as they might be able to succeed more than you are, which usually they don't, but if they do, or if they do for a short time, they're gonna be like, oh, look at me, I'm smarter than you. So this is why you never truly tell people like what you're actually doing. You could tell people it's like, yeah, I'm just, I'm in crypto, or I'm in stocks. I have a business, I have a YouTube channel, I do real estate, I do all these stuff for to have a life. So but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know this is kind of like a rambling, but I hope you guys learned a bunch of things for this. I hope you guys related to this video. So this is kind of why as a chosen one, like people start to speak to you all the time. Like it might be strangers. Like a lot of people always say, oh, don't speak to strangers, but as a chosen one, you'll have strangers speak to you all the time. This is because your spirit is kind of, it's really bright, and because it's so bright, like people see it as like something that's safe. People see you as safe. This is why you have like a lot of people talk to you, a lot of people ask you questions and everything. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and of course, if you're not subscribed to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to turn on those bells so you don't miss a video. Don't forget to like the video, and always don't forget to comment. I try to check the comments as much as I can. My YouTube channel, because I'm an honest person, my YouTube channel has gone up. It's gone up ever since February. Like we only had like 500 subscribers in February. Now it's May. We're at 12.5 thousand or 12.4 thousand. So there's a lot more comments, a lot more likes. So I try to check everything as much as I could, and I'll try to reply to every single comment I could. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you guys in Jesus' name. Amen.